Hey everybody, Aaron Blaze here. It is Tuesday, June 16th, and we are back. We're back.
We're back.
And 20 minutes ago, I was laying in bed. I forgot today was stream day. So I don't have a clue what we're going to do today. So you know what we do? That's when we go to Request Day.
Request Day.
So today is Request Day, because I forgot what day it was. I was thinking, yeah, I'm laying in bed, I'm watching a couple videos, and I think I'll get out of bed in about 10 minutes. I'll be at my desk at about 9:20. You know, just have a leisurely Tuesday. We'll start shooting some Birds of Prey videos, and then Vedanta says, "Don't you have a live stream in 20 minutes?" So here we are. Anyway, so I want to remind you, like I always do, every single live stream, our COVID-19 sales are still going on, and man, the thing's getting worse.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting another big in here in the United States. It's, man, the number of cases are going up. I know the number of tests are going up as well, but I'm not going to use the Trump logic of more tests, you got more cases or whatever.
The more tests you have, the more cases you get.
Do it again.
The more tests you have, the more cases you're gonna get. That's the numbers, folks. That's the numbers. It's all math. I don't know math myself, but I have a whole staff that does it for me, and they tell me it's great.
But let's see. But so anyway, we still have the sale going on, and my animation course is still free. We've still got $1 Photoshop brushes, sets, full sets of brushes, and all kinds of stuff. So go on over to creatureartteacher.com. creatureartteacher.com.
It's a great site. Fantastic. One of my favorites. One of my favorite parts is the bears.
I don't think he would promote my site.
Huh?
I don't think he'd promote my site. I think I'm a little too liberal for Mr. Donald Trump.
He would not.
But anyway, that aside, without getting political, so today is Request Day. So what you want is what I draw. Well, I get to pick though. So you guys got to start giving me some requests.
Yes.
Starting
so far,
now.
We have a dainty rhinoceros.
A dainty rhinoceros?
By Nolan Taylor.
Nolan Taylor.
And someone else put
Man, who's that guy?
another person, Ariel recommends albino moose.
A wise old bulldog with a pipe and wearing a bowler hat. Winner. Winner.
A pipe smoking English bulldog with a bowler hat.
Yes, I'm doing that. I just have to pull up. I got to jump off of bulldog. I used to own a bulldog. Her name was Violet. I didn't own her. You never truly own your pet. I don't like saying that, but we had a bulldog, and she was one of the greatest dogs I've ever had. Had her since she was 8 weeks old until she was 14. And she was the greatest English bulldog ever. So I'm just going to pull up bulldog faces just to get a good English bulldog.
She was super cute.
She was awesome. Actually, I want to pull down, show you what I'm looking at. So Miss Violet looked like, what did Miss Violet? This dog right here. That's what Miss Violet looked like.
That looks so much like Violet.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She was awesome. She was such a great
actually,
dog.
you have the painting of her that you made.
Actually, yeah, it's in the dining room.
Yeah. Want to go grab it?
Yeah, I did a watercolor painting of her years ago, and that's what she looked like when she was born, right there. She was a super cute little dog. She didn't know how to walk yet. She was 8 weeks old, and she just kept tripping over her feet. And so anytime anybody asks me to do a bulldog, I can't resist, because absolutely love bulldogs. And oh yeah, there it is. So this is a painting that I did of Miss Violet. I don't know if you can see it or not. Tell me where to hold it.
Right there.
Right there. Tilt
Little-
it down. Tilt it up.
There,
Tilt
then
it this
just
way.
angle it a little bit
This
to
way.
your left.
That way.
That
There's less glare on it. That way.
yeah.
So that's, there we go. That's Miss Violet. Right there. That was a watercolor that I did of her years ago. She was an awesome dog. After Karen passed away, my wife, Dustin's mom, I was obviously very depressed, and I'd lay on the couch and Miss Violet would sit by me. She'd always make sure I went to bed at the right time. So she'd start yanking on my leg, barking at me. So I'd bring her upstairs and I'd put her to bed, because she slept with me. I'd put her to bed and I'd go back downstairs and sit on the couch. She'd come back downstairs, bark at me, yank on my foot, so I'd have to go to bed. So she made sure I went to bed every night at the same time. She was an awesome dog. But anyway, I'm going to pull up this guy, I think, right here. We just open that up. Just as a little bit of reference, I want to make sure I'm getting the face folds and all that stuff right. And we'll jump back over to Nick. There's Nick. Hey, Nick.
Nick,
Birch. All right. There we go. And let's jump back to Photoshop. And we're going to file. We're going to open screenshot right there. There it is.
Do you have any advice for someone who wants to get into the story artist world?
Yes, understand story. You got to really understand the structure. You got to understand the pacing of story. You got to understand if you want to get into storyboarding, that after story, you want to get into understanding cinematics, cutting, composition, and on top of that, you need to understand how to draw characters. So one of the things I always say is that a storyboard artist has to be one of the best artists on the crew of an animated film, because, or there you use storyboards in live action as well, because of all the things that go into it. And it's, it's a lifelong study. But at the very first, start thinking about story, story structure, and how that, and the visualization of that. Sequential storytelling, sequential visual storytelling is what it is. All right, I hit my caps lock by accident. All right. So when is your birds course coming out, and when will there be a sea creature course? I'm telling you, I'm working on it. I am working on it. So, I've got this dog. See?
I got this dog, you see.
All I can think of is fat. So I want him to be fat.
Lou Sitzenbauer writes, watching from the hospital. This is a much needed pick-me-up today.
From the hospital? I hope you're okay.
Oh. One of our viewers, Shayna Howard, sent me a message saying that this is her mom's dog, English dog.
Oh, right on. I love it. So he's wearing a bowler hat, right?
Yes. A bowler. Did Lev just hopped on?
Detlef?
Detlef.
Detlef! So I want fat. So I'm trying to get all these little squishy things like this. And he's wearing a pipe too, right?
Yes, a pipe.
Smoking a pipe. Smoking a pancake.
I'm trying to understand perspectives, but it's so hard to learn it. Is there a technique or something?
There is, and you know what? I happen to have a course on it. I've known. I started learning perspective when I was 8 years old, and I was very lucky in that sense. My stepfather was an interior designer, and he taught me 2-point perspective when I was 8. And as I grew older, I taught myself different types of perspective to scale, 3-point perspective, those types of things. And so we got together and we put it into a. I gotta give him a little bit more neck. We put it into a course. And so, I've got a perspective course at creatureartteacher.com. Hopefully Nick has the ability to put the link up. There, I just want to give him a little bit more neck.
What other art careers are good to have when getting a job as an animator?
Well, within the animation industry, there's lots of different things like character design and location designs of prop design. There's all kinds of stuff within that world.
Erica Bezos just says, I already know that I'm going to love this image.
Erica.
Audrey Reed says, it seems like he should also have a monocle, or is that too cliche?
How about that? How's that for instant? Except,
Quite right, sir. Quite right.
you gotta have them kind of squinted up, squint a little bit.
I'll squint that eye to fit that monocle.
Yeah. There we go. And I guess the little thing with the
I can only imagine how uncomfortable it must be to try to hold on to a monocle with your eye.
Yeah, I know, right? As soon as they said bulldog, I could see it in my head right away. We got to get a pipe in there too, don't we?
Yep. Hey, Aaron, have you ever used gouache? I'm just learning how to use it and having so much trouble with it. Thanks.
Yes, and gouache can be tricky. I'm just making this pipe up. I should probably pull up a pipe. One of my first rules is don't take anything for granted. Don't try to make it up, even if you think you know it. Look it up, and there we go.
Question from Alex Matul was basically asking, like, have you ever had a piece of art that you've worked on, but then you just kind of just stop working on it and never really get back to it?
Oh, sure. We all have that. Absolutely. I've also had pieces of art that I walked away from and came back to, a year later and finished it.
Thanks, Merritt.
Right, Smear?
Yeah.
You just
But,
said Merit Smear?
Yeah, Merritt. I went alien there for a second. But to follow up that question myself, when you go back to not work after a year, do you feel that your style has changed a little bit, or you learned a new technique that you end up
Yes.
implementing into that
Yes.
old art piece?
Yeah, that's a good point. And what happens is I'll see it in a new light. And maybe at the time I was trying to do something and I get frustrated with it because it's not coming out the way I had it in my head. But then I come back a year later and I don't have that in my head anymore. And I'm looking at it going, hey, that's not so bad. And I'll, finish it.
This month of June, are you going to draw a giraffe and a camel? A giraffe day is on the 21st of June, and camel day is on the 22nd of June.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
YouTube question: can you watch the lessons on Creature Art Teacher with downloading them, or without? I'm sorry, I can't answer. The answer is yes. You can watch all the lessons come with downloading. Oh yes, all the lessons come with downloading and the streaming option. Yep, you can for sure.
Would you consider cosplay as an art?
Sure. Kind of looks like, I don't know who he looks like.
I don't know why, but I'm getting the vibes of the bulldog from All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, yeah?
The bad guy. I don't know why.
How about Winston Churchill?
Or that. Definitely Winston Churchill. Didn't he have a nickname that was related to a bulldog?
I don't know.
I could have he has some
You're
sort
the history
of
buff.
dog-related nickname.
There we go. I love that kind of challenge where you go, hey, I want you to draw a bulldog with a bowler hat and a pipe. Oh, okay.
This guy looks like a professional.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Martin.
I actually need some coffee, Nick. Not a lot of people realize when I was designing, some of you may have heard this story, when I was designing Yao for Mulan, I animated Yao in Mulan in the Gang of Three. And if you look at this, you might notice that this looks a lot like Yao, because I had a bulldog at the time, Miss Violet, and she became my inspiration for Yao. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. If we bring this down, I'm going to bring this one down too. If I add, watch this. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Oh yeah, Winston Churchill was basically nicknamed the British Bulldog.
Well, this side we had a swollen eye, but here he had.
What's your opinion on what
Hold
they
on
say?
1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Sitting up, Sue. I want you to see, look, over the bulldog.
Oh yeah.
See, well, Yao was my the bulldog. Our bulldog was the inspiration for Yao. Pretty snazzy.
And there's nothing you girls can do about it.
Ain't nothing you guys can do about it.
Does this just make me look fat?
YouTube question. Hey Aaron, I'm animating a Pegasus and I'm having trouble animating the wings, so can you please make a live stream about flapping wings from a side view and the speed they would flap at? Great dog. You know what's funny is I was thinking about doing a bird of prey flying today, but then I thought, no, let's just do a request day. Oh, the irony. Actually, that was coincidence.
The irony.
The irony.
What's your opinion on what they say that dogs look a lot a lot like their owners. It's crazy.
It is.
How old were you when the house burnt down? When you lost all your artwork back then?
I was 17. 17 years old.
Was Yao blind in one eye?
No, he had a black eye. Because he always likes to fight, so he always had a black eye.
They were one of Yao's lines from the movie. I'll get that arrow, pretty boy, and I'll get it with my shirt on.
I remember when they animated that. Because I kept going like this. Remember he does this?
Oh yeah,
And he's going like this. I remember looking at my hands doing this, trying to figure out how I'm going to animate that. And I would go, and I'd stop my hands and I'd draw it. And I'd go, and I'd stop my hands and I would draw it.
I think my favorite part of that movie is the story behind him kissing the fist. They always tell in your lectures.
Oh yeah. So when Mulan first meets the gang of three, she comes into camp, and she comes across them, and Yao goes up to you see Yao going up to the tattoo guy, and the tattoo guy shows off his chest tattoo with the dragon, and he goes, "Look, this tattoo will protect me from harm." And my friend Alex Cooperschmidt animated the tattoo guy. He also animated Khan in the movie. He was the supervising animator of Khan. And so I had Yao punch him, and it was fine. And then I showed it to Alex, because Alex is he's always really honest with me. And I showed it to him. I said, "What do you think?" And he goes, "Shtay, shtay." He's a Russian. He speaks Russian. He's from the Ukraine. And he's got this thick accent, and he goes, "Stife, no, that looks like garbage." He goes, "No, Yao, his fists are his pride and joy. You know, if he punches somebody, he's gonna kiss his fist because he's in love with him." I thought, oh man, what a great idea. And so I went back and I reanimated it, but this time I had him kiss his fists at the end of it. It's a very small little thing that happens. But if you watch it again, you'll see Yao kisses his fist, and that's how that whole idea came about. Twitch question: do you prefer digital or traditional drawing? I love them both. I don't have a preference for either, actually. There's certain things that I love to be able to do traditionally, and there's a lot of things I love to be able to do. There's a lot of ease in creating digitally. You know, the ability to sit down and just create digitally is really wonderful.
Can you draw a cyborg animal?
Not today.
Not today. Maybe. But maybe.
Did you ever try 3D sculpting? I have. Well, I've sculpted real sculptures in 3D, but no, I've never done digital 3D sculpting. But we do have a very good sculptor that I can't announce yet, but we're going to have him coming in, and he's going to be doing a course on 3D sculpting, digital sculpting. He used to be a Disney sculptor, and a really wonderful, cool dude.
Cool dude.
So we got that coming up soon. But hey Aaron, I'm animating a Oh, I saw that one already. Hey Aaron, will you draw a unicorn for Junicorn? Oh, come on. Is every month a different thing now? So it's Junicorn now?
There's always something each month.
I could do a unicorn. Not today. Not today. Today is all about the bulldog.
Your house burned down? Someone doesn't know your house burning story.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Ron Burgundy?
Yes, my
Who's the
house
question
burned
mark
down
in
when
the
I was 7.
teleprompter?
My house burnt down when I was 17. It was in a forest fire. We lived out in the swamp. And we were homeless for a little while. We didn't have any insurance, so we kind of lost everything. Started over. Everything's fine.
Are you having the bulldog sitting in an armchair in front of the campfire?
Yes. In front of the hearth.
The hearth?
In front of the hearth. You know the hearth?
Hearth?
The hearth.
Hearth?
In front of the hearth.
Hearth?
The hearth. What? The hearth.
What is that? I'm like, what are you talking
In front of the hearth.
Hearth?
The hearth. It's a big fire.
Hearth?
It's a big fireplace. The hearth.
Hearth. I've never heard of that word before.
It's a hearth.
A hearth.
Instagram comment. Hello, I'm from Portugal. And a few months ago, I bought one of your classes about wolves. That really helped me. Yesterday, I bought 7 more of your classes. Thanks for the promotion. I am so glad you did. You know, I was just watching a show last night on Extreme Sports, and I really want to go to Portugal, where the giant waves come in. It's the big lighthouse right there. It's the largest waves in the world. They're 25 meter, 30 meter waves. And we were watching them do big toe-in surfing. But the largest wave in the world was surfed there, both by, it was a, what was it? It was a 30 meter wave, I think, or 32 meters or something like that. They're so big, they look like they're in slow motion. It's really amazing.
Some latecomers
And
are
the
asking.
hearth.
Some latecomers are asking, can you put a monocle on the bulldog?
He's got a monocle.
He has a monocle.
I haven't clarified it yet, but he's got a monocle. That ring around the eye is his monocle.
The ring around the rosy there.
Yes. Yes.
How about adding a side table with a cup of tea?
Well, if I have time for that, I will do it.
Can I learn to animate in your lessons, and if yes, which one?
The ones that teach animation.
Yeah, because you have the fundamentals of animation.
Yeah, my fundamentals of animation, which is free, by the way. So yes, just grab it. Just go grab it, and it will teach you how to animate.
Come on, go do it. Go get it.
Go. I can't. Go.
Go. Go. Just go.
That's my impersonation of someone that doesn't know how to do impersonation.
You got
Go.
this.
You
go.
got to go.
Meanwhile,
Come on, go.
Here's his big tie. Jacket. Twitch question. Aaron, are you going to make acting for animation course, as I saw Richard Williams say it really is important? Yeah. Are you going to make an acting for animation course? Well, funny you say that. If you go over to creatureartteacher.com, I actually have a course called Acting for Animation. You ask, you will receive.
hey, Mr. Blaze.
Hello.
I was wondering if you could draw a lion character, but contrasting to our classic view on lions. I also bought the wolves course, but until I learn shading properly, it'd be as nice. Or
What?
I don't understand what that last one.
I don't know what
I
that
also
means.
bought the wolves course, but until I learn shading properly.
Oh, shading?
Shading, yeah. Oh, so I think he's just struggling with shading properly.
Yeah.
In the wolves course, but as far as drawing a lion character, but contrasting to our classic view on lions, How would that work?
I don't know what the classic view is. The lions are man eaters, but there's also pictures of lions that are sweet and delicate. All right. Alrighty then.
Oh, alrighty then.
Yeah.
Justin, are you doing any wolves or bears in photo reference packs in the future? Sorry if you already said. I have not said that yet today.
Yes. The short answer is yes.
Yes. It's just going to take a very long time because I need to get the funds together to make the trip to places like Montana where bears and wolves are. So, but until then, hope you enjoy the photos that I do have up there.
All right. So I'm going to. Just paint him in really quick. So I got this new computer, this new Mac Pro cheese grater. And one of the things, when you don't have strong enough computing abilities, sometimes the brushes have a lot of things that are going on in order to make the marks that they make. And so when you make the brushes to a certain size, they'll really lag. Because there's a lot of computing going on to make the brush do the marks that it makes. And but now that I've got this new computer, this new powerful computer, I can make my brush as big as I want it. There's no lagging. Thanks, Nick Birch.
Thanks, Nick. This would fit in the dogs playing poker painting.
Yep.
Hi, Aaron. Seeing your recent post about losing weight. Are you on a special diet or is it all about eating right?
It's all about eating right, eating less. I gave up alcohol. I like to have a few drinks, on the weekends and stuff. In the evening, I like to sit out back and have a drink or two. But I realized I was drinking a lot of calories per week just in mixed drinks. And so I decided to get rid of that. I've cut my caloric intake down by a third. I've already dropped 6 pounds in the last week, and I feel great. I think the biggest one was just dropping alcohol, because it's a lot of excess calories I was taking in. What color should I make his tie? Let's make it like a violet. Because of violet.
Yeah. You to master your fundamentals.
Several. It takes years to, and I wouldn't say it's mastered. You're always, even with fundamentals, I believe that you're always learning something. And, yeah, so that's that. It's, even when I animate now, I have to remind myself of the fundamentals. It's one of those kinds of things too. Every once in a while you forget your basics because you get wrapped up in the complexities of what it is that you might be trying to animate. And I have to remind myself. Monsieur Blaise, do you believe French animation is recognized and/or renowned in the global industry? Yes, I do. At least within, I think it's known within the animation industry, within the animation world. I think French animation is highly respected. I know we did here in the States when I was with Disney. Yes, is my short answer. It might not feel like it, but I think animation in general is slowly, having to claw its way back. And I think just good animation, no matter where it's coming from, is being recognized.
Yeah, one of my personal favorite French animated features that's on Netflix, and unfortunately they don't have it in original French. It's English dubbed. but it's April and the Extraordinary World, and I absolutely love the style of the animation in that movie.
Triplets of Belleville too.
That too, but and also it's very, the movie is very steampunk,
Yeah.
like extremely steampunk, because it's the whole idea of like, what if all of the greatest minds like Einstein and Tesla, like all of these inventors were taken out of the history and were taken elsewhere. And so, like, how will we power everything? Well, we have always relied on coal, so we stick with coal the entire time. And it just creates this whole different modern world.
We're still using coal.
Yeah, but not in this way.
I gotcha.
Like the
Twitch question. Hey, Aaron, what is a good way to start your own art business? What are ways to make money if you don't do commissioned pieces? And how does someone make a name for themselves? Dude, you're asking me a lot. I feel like a lot of it is luck, or if you're a sociable person. I don't know how to make a presence on social media. Sorry about all the questions. Thank you so much. Also, Dustin, can you do your best impression ever? Wow, this person really has a lot to ask. Well, first of all, you just have to be on social media. You got to get on there and you got to post. That's the only way to make an impression on social media, is to have good art, post it regularly, and just keep doing it. That's how I did it. I had no social media presence at all, zero, up until 5 years ago. And I just started posting every day. And let me turn that off. And it's what are ways to make money if you don't do commission pieces? Well, there's illustration. There's all kinds of ways of making money at art without doing commission pieces. You can do gallery work. You can do illustration. You can do children's books. There's magazine editorial cartoons, illustrations. You know, there's a whole variety of ways of making money through your art outside of commissions. I'm assuming you do commissions digitally, because that's what it seems like the kids do nowadays. And there's a lot more ways of making money beyond that. And he looks more like a Gambino now, doesn't he? And yeah, it's basically, you just got to get in there and do it. I'm assuming you're younger, so before you even worry about any of that stuff, go to school, get educated, learn about art. Art is more than just sitting down and creating a pretty picture, and a lot of people don't understand that. And so understand the theory of art and what goes into it, what goes into creating a pleasing image. The thought processes behind it. All of that. Art theory, art history. Art history is huge. I think art history is extremely important, so you can understand the evolution of art, and it'll rub off on you. A lot of people don't like art history, but I feel it's vitally important.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Are you ever taking interest in some other discipline, like photography, writing, etc.?
All of them, yeah. I mean, as a director and a movie developer at Disney, I was involved with writing on a daily basis. I love music. I play guitar, not well, but I play guitar. A lot of different things, sure.
Oh, sure. How are you live streaming your screen? I wanted to, but I don't know how.
Don't tell him, Dustin.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
I'm going to tell him anyways. It's through software called OBS, or Open Broadcast Software. And using that software, you can create multiple scenes. And within those scenes, you can use different modules or apps to allow you to capture screens and all that sorts of stuff.
All that jazz.
To create the scenes that you want for your stream. So
here's
Hopefully
one.
that
Here's
answers
one,
the question.
Dustin.
huh?
Here's one for you. Hey, Aaron, do you have any horse reference photos? I love horses. Dustin, do the thing, as according to Nick.
We have a horse course.
We do have a horse course. It has a few horse reference photos in there, but not specifically.
Well,
If you got out and did horse reference photography, dude, people would eat that up.
where would I find horses?
Oh, come on. Where do you think I found the horses for my horse course?
Should I just talk to Brian?
Oh, you don't have to talk to Brian. I know where there's first of all, there's horse farms all over Florida. All you got to do is get in there and talk to them. That's what I did. There's one right over by Dillon Springs.
Huh.
And Ronnie and I would go over there and draw them all the time. And I got all my reference for the course there. Gosh, it's hot.
It is pretty warm.
It's you know why? Because this freaking thing is closed. It's better. So I'm just doing local color right now still.
You ever do any drawing competitions in the future?
Will we do drawing competitions in the future?
Or would we? Like, would we ever do one?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I'm not a big fan of competitions in that sense. Because, I don't know. Maybe. We might do it. Who knows? I'm doing a podcast tonight with the Bancroft brothers
Oh, you are?
and Jim Jackson.
Oh, really? I didn't know
I don't
that.
think it's going to be live though. I think it's going to be one that they'll release later. So don't go looking for it. Don't go changing.
Oh, don't go chasing there, pal. What kind of computer are you using, and do you use a drawing tablet? Well,
Time for the switch. The switch.
So currently you're using the 32-inch Wacom Cintiq Pro,
And down here for the actual computer is
The cheese grater.
the cheese grater, also known as the newest Mac Pro, with some upgraded RAM, among other fun little things in there. But yeah, cheese grater in the end. So, and that is brand spanking new. Like, we got that, or you got that in here. We got it all put together last week.
Yeah.
any news on the Wacom One giveaway?
Not yet. Sorry, we've gotten caught up with some other stuff, and we to be honest with you, we haven't followed up with it. We got to get on it, and we will be doing it soon. Our little art business actually takes up a lot of time, believe it or not. And so we just got to make sure that we're following up. And thank you for keeping us on our toes.
Kendra Williford says that there are horses over close to Ronnie's house.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, there's a lot over there.
Why are you not a fan of competitions? Is there just something about them?
Well, yeah, especially for young people, it's it's hard to explain. It could just be I can't explain it. I'm trying to draw and think at the same time, and I'm having a hard time. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of. I think there's, especially in with art competitions, with especially with there's varying degrees of I don't want to say talent, but success out there. And I think someone that might not be drawing as well as they can, but with some training, but are really might deserve the prize more, will miss out because they don't know how to draw yet, and they need the training. But sometimes that competition is about getting the training. Does that make sense? So, especially with like scholarship type competitions, I have a hard time with those because a lot of these kids are kids that haven't had the opportunity to learn yet, and they might be going against kids that have already learned some stuff but might be more deserving. And so it's hard for me to discern who needs it. You know what I mean?
So Erica Bay says, so in a way, it's disheartening.
It is disheartening. Just I've seen a lot of kids that deserve a good, let's say it's a scholarship competition. I've seen some good kids miss out on scholarships that really deserved it, because someone else could draw better. But if these kids had just gotten the training, they'd be really great. And so I try to find other ways of discerning who deserves it rather than just a competition.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
Good morning. I have ordered a lesson from you on May 19th. How long does it take for it to arrive to Denmark?
A lesson?
Yeah.
You should have it already. It's instant.
It should be downloadable.
It's downloadable. On May 19th. Yeah, you should have it. You should have gotten it May 19th. So I'm not sure what's happening there.
What kind of stand do you have for your Wacom?
Check your emails. What kind of stand? I built it. The stand I built.
All custom.
Oh, custom. Yeah. I went to Lowe's, bought some wood, and built it.
Can I just clarify, you can't just buy a Cintiq and connect it to a Mac because the power of the Mac affects the use of the Cintiq? No, it should act just like a monitor. You just connect your video output to the input and
you just connect
plug in
it.
USB and you're good to go. I never really had any issues with the Cintiq.
No. Let's just put a little thing behind him. A little backrest.
Yeah, the only thing that was causing issues when it comes to the monitors was just some of the adapters weren't working properly. But
Yeah.
if you're using a standard cord, then it'll be fine. Is this Sketchbook Pro? No, this is Photoshop.
YouTube question, Aaron, do you have any horse? Oh, no, that's Nick says that is so bizarre. I was literally writing to Wacom when that question came in. So Nick is on it about the Wacom One. Twitch question: are you using your Pastel C sketch pencil for the coloring? Yes, I am. I love this brush. All right, so we got our little dude sketched in. Maybe we'll throw some brown legs in.
Yeah, Aaron, do you have multiple monitors?
I do. I've got 3.
One is your Cintiq, one is your reference, and one is for the stream.
Yes. Yes, eh?
Yes, yes. Do you sometimes get reference photos from zoos? I can't really travel. I have a disabled daughter, so it would be too difficult.
Yes. Zoos are a great resource. Just remember, zoo animals. I wonder if I should make that white. Zoo animals tend to be a little not quite as in good shape. So you got to make up for that. See if I want to do this or not. Nah. We'll just keep it this way. Keep it simple. As my coach always would say, keep it simple, stupid. Alright, so multiply. We're going to create a new layer, set it to multiply. We're going to go to layer number 1, and we're going to knock it way back. Way back. We're going to go to layer number 4 now, and we're going to get nice, cool color. YouTube question: what other courses do you have in mind for the future? Well, we've got a course on primates. I've got a course on getting character into your walks for animation. You know, one of the things that people have trouble with walks is that they get so caught up in the mechanics of animating a walk that they forget the character. And so I'm going to show you my approach where I kind of just don't even think about the mechanics and worry about only the character and how that can come across in your animation. I've got a couple of other animation courses. I'm going to do some more acting for animation. I elaborate a little bit more. We've got the bird course coming out. I've got, shoot, what else? We got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, a whole reference pack that I'm going to be animating on different types of animals' locomotion. So that's going to take a while to put together, but it's going to be really cool, I think.
A few suggestions for the chair. What about a burgundy chair with a pattern on it, or a dark red leather armchair may look better? Just a suggestion.
Maybe so. Let's experiment with that in just a little bit here.
Are you against zoos?
No.
Do you do?
I'm not against well funded and well maintained zoos. So let me rephrase that. Zoos serve a very important purpose in animal education, conservation, all of that.
Do you do any master classes?
No, just the videos right now. There, you're just getting a little bit of shadow in here.
Are master studies just copying old master paintings?
No. It's understanding the theory behind it why they did what they did, and then trying to emulate it, and you learn as you do it. It's a very good practice. It's not just sitting and copying an old master's painting. It's more than that. There we go. Starting to get some form in here. What's
I don't know if this guy's being for real or joking, but it says, "Sir, please stop teaching for free. Students do not take us seriously."
Hey, how about no? Bud.
Bud.
Well, that's
Teaching
just
for
like
free.
your
Please
opinion,
stop.
man.
You're hurting me. Please stop.
That's just like your opinion, man.
What was your first Cintiq?
I had a 21. It was the first model that they had.
Is it really difficult to reach your level in painting?
Not if you just do it every day. Do it as much as you can. I don't paint every day, I lie. That's not true. I don't paint every day. But you have to do it a lot.
A lot. At least
A lot,
every
a
other
lot, a
day.
lot, a lot, a lot, a lot.
Lot. How about basic drawing courses? Are you going to make that part of your library too?
Yep, Ronnie Williford right now is creating a introduction to drawing. And it's going to be good. Ronnie is a perfectionist. He's been working on it for about a year. And it's going to be, trust me, it's going to be really good. You guys are going to love it.
Detlef says that the Sarasota workshop equals class from masters, which equals master class.
Well, thank you, Detlef. I don't know if I consider myself a master, but certainly enjoyed working with you guys.
What's your favorite animal to draw, and do you have a shading course?
I have a course on lighting, which is shading. And if you go to creatureartteacher.com, and it doesn't have to be digital. It's there we go. Oh shoot. And what was the other part?
Your favorite animal to draw?
Oh, I love all animals. I don't really. I mean, I like big cats, obviously, and bears, and all that. But I really love drawing all animals. I mean, sitting here drawing this bulldog is awesome.
Oh, the zoos have opened back up in the UK, so Chester Zoo should be okay. It's my favorite zoo. They do a lot for conservation.
Yes, they do. I love Chester Zoo. Oh, man, I'm a poet and didn't even know it. Yes, they do. I love Chester Zoo. We went there and did a drawing day, and we had a lot of people come out and join us. For those of you that don't know, Chester Zoo is in Chester, England, and we were there last year. We had such a great time. It is such a nice zoo. One of the nicer zoos I've been to. And I've been to a few, I wouldn't say a lot around the world, but I've been to a few. And it's one of the nicer zoos I've ever been to.
Was it during your month-long trip?
Yes.
Gotcha. Because I just remember on that trip going to the falconry
Yeah.
during the workshop.
In Chester.
In Chester.
Have you ever done old master studies yourself?
Yes, I did in college. Not a ton, but enough.
What's your favorite part of drawing? And do you have any fur tutorials?
I don't have any fur tutorials. My favorite part of drawing, I think, is creating texture. I just love, or lighting, basically. Actually, I take that back. Lighting is my favorite part.
And speaking of texture and
creating
fur,
light and shadow. Go ahead, Dustin. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry.
But speaking of texture and fur, you do have fur brushes.
I do have fur brushes and hair brushes. Yes, I do. You're right. But they're digital.
Right.
So if you don't do digital work, it won't help you.
I'm sure that if you watch, like you do have a bear's anatomy course, you do have a wolves and coyotes.
Yeah, and I do talk about fur in those, but it's not specifically a fur course.
Yeah, but it do give kind of a slight insight on like the technique of making those kinds of furs.
That's
A
true.
little bit.
You got a good point there, my boy.
I thank you, good shower.
So
How do you create animal expressions?
you give them an expression. No, you have to I mean, expressions in themselves that's a whole other course. Creating expressions, believable, simplified. Creating expressions, the first thing you want to do is think about the simplicity of them. How you can create a simple expression, especially with animals. You know, like with a dog, like a bulldog, there's a lot of complexity and all the wrinkles and everything else on the face, and so you want to be able to find a way to create something simply. So it's a matter of being able to sit down and discern where you're going to leave things out, where you're going to emphasize things, that sort of thing.
Do you think figure drawing helps you improve your animation?
Yeah. I think figure drawing helps improve your drawing overall. Absolutely. Sitting down and drawing the human figure from life, that's the important part, doing it from life, really does improve your ability to sit down, see something, or sit down and visualize something and draw it. Plus, it expands your visual library, which is something I'm always talking about, and allows you to recall later down the road.
Is it me, or does the dog look like Boris Johnson?
Don't say that. It's you. I don't want him looking like Boris Johnson.
I was thinking Churchill.
I'll give you Churchill. Twitch question: what are your thoughts about artists unlearning bad habits? Also, are there any suggestions for moving forward to break out of those? Well, the first thing you need to do is obviously be made aware of them, be conscious of them, and then it's just, whether it's the way you hold your pencil, your paintbrush, or the way you approach your work, or whatever it might be. And it's a constant, it's a constant battle. It really is. You've got to constantly fight those, quote, bad habits, and until the good habits become habit. And it's It's like anything else. Like with me, trying to lose weight, I got to learn how to take that freaking sandwich out of my mouth. Get out there, move around more. Over the years, I used to be extremely active. Wakeboarder, surfer, all of that. But as I got older and got more into my art and this, I became more sedentary, and those bad habits took over. And so now I'm going back, trying to get back to what I was doing when I was a bit younger. Now I'm never going to get back to what I was doing when I was in my 20s and in my 30s, but I can get pretty darn close. And so it's just forcing yourself, going back to the original question, it's forcing yourself to recognize the what you're doing wrong, and really go about finding a way to battle that.
Do you use layers when coloring or shading?
Yes, you can see if you look over on the lower right corner of the screen there, I am using layers.
Have you ever been to New Hampshire?
I was born in Vermont, and yes, I have been to New Hampshire.
It looks like the bulldog has a mustache above his nose.
Well, no, he doesn't. That's called a wrinkle. But we're going to emphasize that wrinkle even more. It's funny you mentioned that because I was going right into that.
What is the easiest way to better understand how to shade a character other than understanding where the light is?
That's pretty much it. You have to understand where that light is, because that's also going to explain to you where the bounced light is. It's going to tell you it's going to tell you everything. Understanding where the light is, it really is everything. That's where you create your illusion of light and shadow.
Are you going to do a background in this one?
I might do a very simple. I'm going to do like a wall pattern, like a old wallpaper, like he's sitting in front of the wallpaper pattern type thing. So I'm going to go in and do some deeper shadows. YouTube comment, I feel ya. Being a slender artist is hard after the age of 25. Much easier being an artistic potato now. Yes, it is. I'm 52. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, although in my mind I'm still the 25-year-old I used to be. But then I see myself in the mirror and go, oh no. What happened? So here I'm just going in and hitting some deeper shadows. What you typing there, Mrs. Schmidt?
Oh, typing to somebody. To get out with Dustin when he does his photos.
Huh?
We did that the other day.
What do you say?
Should get out with Dustin when he does his photos.
I do. We did the other day.
That's what I just said. Wait,
That's
Seth
your
Rogen laugh.
Seth Rogen.
I can't do it.
Yeah, pretty close.
Are you using the screen adjustment for the lighting?
Screen adjustment? No. I'm just painting in the lighting. I'm painting in the shadows where I think shadows should go.
Saw a picture of the young you, and you've aged well, my man.
I don't know if they're being sarcastic or not. Yeah, the young me, I was a little geeky.
What kept your passion going for all those years?
I love art. I just love art. I love creating visually. I love working with people that create visually. I just love it all. It's not, if you love it as much as I do, it's not hard to stick with it for years and years.
What kept your passion going over all those years?
I hate you.
Will Disney ever do original animation again?
You mean hand drawn? Because they're already doing animation. I doubt it. I don't think they'll ever go back to hand drawn. But I could be wrong there as well. Do you know I was wrong once, Dustin?
What?
Yeah, I was wrong once.
Wow. I never thought I would hear that.
Nick says, "You do. You did that the other day." What's he referring to? What did I miss?
What does he say?
He says, "You do. You did that the other day."
I think the going down the photo walk.
No, I don't know. I don't think it means that. I think you're wrong. So making deeper shadows. Our little bulldog. I like him. I like him. I'm gonna do like a mauve. Yeah.
Did you Brother Bear both 1 and 2?
No.
Just
I only did one. I've actually never even seen 2.
Please, next live stream, draw a chipmunk with Pegasus wings.
That's just weird.
How would that work?
That's just weird.
That at that point is just a different form of a flying squirrel.
Now you're just being weird.
No, you're just being weird. Is this your son talking? Yes, it's me. Hi. How's it going?
It's me.
Yeah. I'm Dustin. I'm his son. Hi. How's it going?
Creating shadow.
This dog looks like it went through a lot. Suppose you could say that.
Bah, bah, bah.
Aaron,
Yes, how's it going?
how's it going? I bought your perspective course last year, and it really helped me get a better grasp of my own perspective skills.
Oh, good.
I was wondering if you have ever heard of a fourth vanishing point. Can you please explain? From what I have heard, the fourth vanishing point comes in handy when finding the perspective of objects on hills, like drawing the streets of San Francisco.
Yes, yeah, you can actually have an infinite number of vanishing points depending on the orientation of the objects in your shot. So I'm not sure if I'm referring to the same thing, but yes, I've heard of it, and you. But like I said, you can have an infinite number of vanishing points, depending. Whoops. Just depending on the orientation of all the stuff in your shot. Oh, doggone, I keep hitting the same button by accident. Button. Who's got the button? Mark on YouTube says, personally, I think you're fine the way you are, buddy. But may I suggest regular bike riding? Use it to go to shops. Use it to go out painting. The weight falls off. Oh, I know. Except at my weight, when I go bike riding, my nether region really gets painful. I gotta work on that.
What gives you ideas to draw?
Life, man, life. Life gives me ideas, man.
Has the quarantine affected your work?
Yeah, I've done more of it.
So affected you in a positive way.
Yeah.
Does your son also draw?
I don't know, ask him.
I used to, not anymore. I do mainly photography now since last year. So,
He's a photographer.
photographer. It's called photographer.
Photographer.
Photographer. Are you drawing Winston Churchill?
There we go.
There we go.
I knew we'd get somebody in there that sees it.
We shall fight in the beaches. We shall fight in the sea. We shall fight in the air.
Good one, Dustin.
How do you portray emotion with animal faces?
Well, we end up giving them traits from humans a lot of the times. That's how we do it. So we give them eyebrows. We give them, whatever. And then, expressions that mimic human beings. Those are the things that we do because that's what we are wired to see and understand. Are these human traits, and so we give them to animals. And animals can learn, especially some really smart dogs like mine, can learn social cues with expression. My dog has figured it out, and he's pretty darn smart. This guy, he's pretty amazing. So what I'm doing is I'm going in and kind of rounding out some of these areas, rendering the details. This is one of my favorite stages right here. People ask me what's my favorite stage. I love going in here and hitting these little details that really start to make the illustration sing, Can we see your reference photo? Yes. Hold on one second.
Are you going to add extra detail to the monocle, or are you just working on the base coloring?
Right. Yes, I will be showing the monocle. Doing stuff to the monocle.
Gotcha.
Come on. There we go. And here is my reference. There's my reference.
Referral. Can you
Right
guys
there.
Can you guys speak a bit of French?
Nope. Je ne comprends pas français.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Merci.
Au revoir. Merci beaucoup. And also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and what was 10? I've lost it.
Facebook question. With all the Broadway/Disney shows, have you ever been approached to do set design? Or maybe the stage animals like in the Lion King puppets? You know, if I had, I would have taken them up on it. No, but I never have. I went to the Lion King show years ago, and some of the executives that I was working with had their offices in that area too, so I was actually able to mess around on stage before the show, when the show wasn't happening. And man, those puppets are incredible.
Yes, thank you.
So I'm just adding little details in here.
Is there any news on when the next online workshop is?
Not right yet.
What's your favorite big cat to draw?
I love lions, and I love cats with patterns. So leopards, tigers.
In Photoshop, when choosing color, is it better to have the palette stretched out?
It doesn't matter. It's whatever you prefer, to be honest with you.
Can you make your brushes available in Procreate?
They are available in Procreate. They will work in Procreate. You can do it! As a French aspiring to animate, do you believe English is useful, important to open doors? Yes, I do. If you want to, but I also think it's, as an English speaking artist, I think it's important, to be bilingual as well. I think it goes both ways. At Disney, it wasn't absolutely integral that you spoke English. It helped, especially at some of the other studios. But people got away with it, and it worked out okay. Now, if you're in the States and you don't speak English, it's a little bit more difficult. Now watch this. I'm going to put a layer on top. I'm going to go right here. Oh no, I'm going to go right here.
You work on Zootopia?
I did not work on Zootopia. That's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I could have worked on Zootopia.
if you put in the effort, do you think anyone can be a great painter?
I think anyone could be a good painter. Yes, if you put in the effort. All right, so now we go up to here.
Also, just out of nowhere, so it's like, we miss your ponytail. Now people are like, no, not the ponytail. Bring back the ponytail.
I haven't had a ponytail in years.
Hashtag ever revive your ponytail.
That's funny. Y'all are funny.
Y'all funny. What are your thoughts on the Lion King remake? Or just Disney remakes in general?
I think if they're good, they're good. I mean, I think Lion King was beautiful. I think it suffered a little bit from making the animals ultra realistic, and therefore I think the some of the expressions were sacrificed. But I thought it was a beautiful film.
The Cliff has to get back up.
Aaron, bro, we miss your ponytail. It's gonna come back. Don't worry. I'm going through my Britney Spears stage.
Dad has to get back onto his website, so he says, see ya.
All right, see you, Dad.
See you next time. Are we able to load Aaron's brush packs into Procreate?
Yes, my brush packs will work in Procreate.
Don't you have a tutorial on how to transfer the
Yeah, it's in the Procreate course.
code? Shit.
There we go.
You gonna do any tutorials on monkeys? And if so,
Yes.
any capuchin monkeys?
I'm not sure about capuchins. I'm sure I'll have them in there because they're common. But it's going to be apes and monkeys, yes.
What's your favorite candy?
What?
Favorite candy?
My favorite candy would be whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit? Is that a candy?
Yep, it's called whatchamacallit.
Really?
Yeah, it's a candy bar. For real. I'm serious. It's one of my favorites. It's like a puffed rice and caramel and chocolate.
Do you have any brush packs for Adobe Animate?
No. Unless the brushes, the Photoshop brushes work.
Well, they are
You're quite nice.
they're in the Adobe family, so I wouldn't see why not.
Exactly. I don't know why they wouldn't work.
What's your favorite animated movie, whether or not it's Disney?
Secret of Nim is up there. I love Secret of Nim, but Iron Giant's my absolute favorite. Hey Aaron, what's your process when learning new anatomy of an animal you haven't drawn before? Well, the first thing I think about is I've always thought about, and people have heard me talk about this, I'm always looking at comparative anatomy. So even if I've never drawn an animal before, I can pick it up fairly quickly because I know that it's got all the same parts that most other animals have, or that I have for that matter. And so, and what I mean by that is, a bat has an elbow, has a shoulder, has fingers that go out into the wings. The same with a bird, a whale, a dog, a wolf, a cat. All of these are. There we go. Let me get that shadow in there. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, what the hell?
And so I look at the comparative anatomy, and then as far as if I've never drawn that animal, I look at how those parts that I'm used to drawing, I look at how they're different on that animal, and that's how I focus on it.
What time of the day do you like to draw the most?
I like drawing in the mid morning. That's my favorite time to draw.
Kind of almost like that late golden hour a little bit.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier about sacrificing body mechanics for appeal. As a student at Animation Mentor, I'm really curious about that. Could you elaborate? Well, there's a certain point where it breaks and you don't want to go that far. But there is, if something's more appealing where you go beyond what the anatomy can do, barely. If you go beyond what the anatomy can do and it's really stands out, then you don't want to do that. But there are aspects of getting an absolute straight or really dynamic extremes in your posing that might push the anatomy beyond, but it'll add more appeal to the animation. I'm a big believer in that, and so it's a matter of degree. It's understanding what's too much and what's acceptable.
What would you name this bulldog? Churchill?
Hey, Churchill.
Or Bob?
Hey, Churchill. I like Churchill. That's good.
How much time does it take to animate a movie like Brother Bear?
It took us 6 years to make Brother Bear. 6 long years.
You prefer drawing animals more than humans?
Yes, I do. I just like drawing them more. I don't know why. I don't mind drawing humans. But yeah, I just like drawing animals better. I am dying with these random questions. Hey, Aaron, should ketchup be refrigerated or stored at room temperature?
I was just going to ask that one. Well, should it?
Well, you see, it's like this.
When she's honey, it's like this.
Please refrigerate after opening.
Do you like to draw female or male lines better?
I have no preference. So here what I'm doing is I'm drawing in the reflected light off of that tie.
You ever have an art block?
All the time. I force myself to work through it. Art block happens to everybody, and you just have to learn how to work through it. Really. I don't let it stop me from working. I just get in there and start drawing.
When did you start drawing?
Started drawing when I was about 9 months old, in 1968.
Beatles were still a band.
Yeah, the Beatles were still a band.
He said Hendrix was still alive, right?
Hendrix is still alive. Yep. I started drawing recognizable images. My mother said when I was 9 months old. So, but I've always, so I've never not drawn. I've always felt like this was going to be my career.
Is the tie a silk tie?
Yes-ish.
Yes-ish?
Yes-ish.
What was your favorite character to animate?
The Beast. From Beauty and the Beast. I really enjoyed drawing him.
Which is the only animal you have not drawn yet?
There's millions of animals I haven't drawn. Millions. Hey Aaron, do you know the work of Claire Wendling? I actually know Claire Wendling. She's a French illustrator who worked in animation. She specializes in animal drawing, especially big cats. Yes, she does. Claire is amazing.
Dustin, do you ever do live streams? I used to do quite a bit of live stream back in the day, but mainly video games. But I'm thinking of getting back to streaming, but this time in photo editing on Lightroom after every time I take a walk out and do my photo stuff. So still in the works on that, but I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Aaron, back to you.
Aaron, have you ever smoked a pipe?
I have smoked a pipe.
Usually, when it comes to a pipe, you smoke it like as though you're smoking a cigar, right? You just puff on it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we used to take our breaks at Disney. We all went through this little pipe smoking phase, and we'd all sit out on the porch during our breaks, and we'd bring our pipes out and smoke our pipes, or our cigars. We went through a cigar phase as well.
Cigars and pipes.
Cigars and pipes.
Sounds quite fancy, I must say. Question.
Yeah.
I noticed a Juliet gnome on one of your shelves from a previous workspace tour.
Yes.
Is there a story behind it?
The Juliet gnome. Well, I for about 7 months I directed Romeo and Juliet until the director that finished the movie took over. I ended up quitting the project because there's another project that I wanted to work on even more, and it was right about the time that Pixar took over Disney, and so I got together with John Lasseter because I had been developing a film called The King of the Elves, and so he asked me if I wanted to work on that instead, and I said yes, I'd like to work on that instead. So I left Romeo and Juliet. Sorry, my voice is leaving me, and so Kelly Asbury, who directed, I think he directed oh my gosh, Shrek 2. But we've actually worked together for years and years. We knew each other back when I first started at Disney, on Roller Coaster Rabbit back in 1989. Kelly was the art director of Roller Coaster Rabbit, and so we'd known each other for years. But he took over Romeo and Juliet, and so I ended up with a note with a Juliet. Someone gave it to me on the project while I was working on it. I've always liked her.
Got a few questions towards me if you want to give your voice a bit of a rest.
Sure.
Dustin, have you worked with Affinity Photo? I have not. I usually work with Adobe Lightroom. That's my usual source for photo editing. Dustin, do you ever do voice acting or gotten paid to do it? The only real voice acting I really did was the scratch voice acting for Tembo when that was in digital domain. Other than that, just mainly did like small voices for the animations that Dad would do for the live streams or for courses. Yeah, but I haven't been paid for any of those. But I have fun doing it anyways. Dustin, did you ever have an emo phase? Or Aaron? Oh my God, did Walt Disney have an emo phase? And it implodes. I don't think I ever had an emo phase.
No, I never did either.
Yeah, I never had one. I mean, I listened to emo music every once in a while, like Evanescence or Green. I don't know if Green Day is considered one, but
It's just punk.
yeah, just punk music. But yeah, I never really dressed in all black with the eyeliners or anything like that. I never really had that kind of phase. So,
But you are willing to learn.
willing to learn. So. How do you get rid of line art? Do you just draw over it?
Yeah. I'm just, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just drawing over it. I like leaving a little bit of it.
Did you meet Steve Jobs and did you get a job offer at Pixar Studio?
No, I never had a job offer, but I was pitching the movie King of the Elves, the one I was just talking about. I did pitch it to the executives up at Pixar, myself and my directing partner Bob Walker, and our producer Chuck Williams. We went up there and pitched the movie to Steve Jobs was there, and Dick Cook, who was the head of Walt Disney Pictures, my boss John Lasseter and Ed Catmull, Bob Iger, who's the head of Disney. There was a lot. We were part of a group that were pitching quite a few movies. Oh, I think that's just the it's the FedEx guy.
Hey, good yourself? Thank you very much. You too, thank you.
Cable guy.
It's here.
What is it? Was it your thing?
It's my thing.
Ah, Dustin got his thing.
I got my thing. When will you continue Snow Bear?
As soon as I get this Birds of Prey course done.
Question for Dustin. Have you ever thought about becoming a voice actor? And how much would you charge for your voice acting skills?
You
Right.
don't know.
I don't know. I used to have the thought of being a voice actor, but it just kind of become background sort of thing to me. Just something for fun. Never thought of it as a professional thing. And so because of that, I don't really charge for voice acting stuff.
You could do something cool though.
Holy moly, it's heavy. Do you have a dog?
Of course I have a dog. I've got 2 dogs. Yes.
Dustin's voice sounds like the Minion in Megamind.
What?
You remember Minion? The fish head gorilla?
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
No.
Oops.
Have you guys tried riding on airboats?
I used to have an airboat.
I think I rode on one when I was little. I just can't remember.
Yeah, we had an airboat when I was young. So the answer is yes.
Yeesh. I was not expecting this to arrive so soon.
what do you think about switching from on ones to on twos in animation to give it a comic feeling like they did and to make Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse? Have you watched it yet? Yes, I have. And I actually, in animation, we used to go from ones to twos all the time. And I like the technique that they use there. Within a shot, I do ones and twos, because I don't think you always need to have the ones even within a shot. But that's different than what they did. And I thought what they did was really cool.
Did you do any training process at Disney? I mean, when you got the job and they wanted you to work on your first movie.
Oh yeah, we were always training. Always training. We're always trying to better ourselves. Always trying to improve. So yes, we trained all the time. I took acting classes. We took figure drawing classes. Just because you graduate from college, from art school, doesn't mean the classes are done. That's for sure. And they weren't at Disney.
Yeah, I remember when I worked in the 3D industry, I treated each day like a new school day, because I was always learning something new, and I always figured if I stopped learning, I was doing something wrong, or I wasn't pushing myself hard enough.
Is that so?
Yeah. What do you think of Zahn and the Wonder Twins? Do you
Don't-
see the remake of this?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know either.
I don't know, sir.
May I quite confuse you?
I don't think I like that brush. I want to try this one. That's better.
Were you involved with the Brother Bear 2 film at all?
No, I mean, early on they came in and pitched us some ideas for it, but other than that, I wasn't involved.
I saw it recently on Disney Plus, and it was okay, but preferred the original.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Well, we're almost done here. We'll be finishing up here in the next 10 minutes. Want to clean up some of these edges. Hello, everybody. I haven't been at stream for a while. Dustin, you look great with short hair.
Wow, thank you.
I'm thinking of keeping it short. In fact, I'm probably gonna buzz cut it sometime in the next few days.
Just adding some textures here and there.
How's the dieting going?
Great. Not bad at all.
Not the bad?
Not too bad.
Not the bad at all. Oh my god.
There. So I'm just getting little details in here on the fur.
What's your favorite part of the animation process?
The rough animation. I love getting in there and doing that. And within that, I love roughing out the shot for the first time to find it. It's the hardest part, but it's the most satisfying part for me. We look for old time.
You worked on Rescuers Down Under, right?
I did. That was my first feature. Let me come up here real quick. Old-fashioned wallpaper. That's what I'm looking for a pattern. And we're going to go large. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know if I want that one, or do I want this one?
Is Dustin your workout buddy too?
He was. You were my workout buddy for a while there.
Yeah. I think nowadays is all about the photo walks.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Dustin, what's the voice you use for this dog? No, that is a good question. I just don't know.
No.
Make me want to understand and learn Winston Churchill's voice.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oops. I just moved some stuff down. Who's this? Oh, right there. Alright, so we're going to take this, we're going to drag it over here. We're going to drag it over here. There we go. We're going to make it multiply. There you go. Edit. View transform.
Did you just speak German? We spoke in German accents, if that counts.
Yeah.
Das gut, ja. Das wunderbar. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going, E?
Do you know what TikTok is? And would you join it to post your animations on it?
We have just joined it. As a matter of fact.
Oh, so German accent counts. Well, I just became a yearly member for your online courses.
Hey, awesome.
Which courses do you recommend for a beginner?
You know, they're all pretty good for beginners. So just dive in. That's my biggest piece of advice is just to get in there and just do it. Just do it.
Just do it! Do you plan on doing some workshops overseas again?
Yes. Just not sure when yet.
Jason Statham or Ray Winston?
Oh no, Ray Winston.
Ray Winston.
He was oh my God. He was in
Oh. I know I'm seeing pictures of him. Like I know I've seen him
he
somewhere.
was in oh my God, the
Wasn't he like in a
the
like
gangster movie where I'm trying to remember the name of it.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's too. Like, I know I've seen him somewhere.
Oh, he's awesome. He's got a great voice.
Oh yeah. Beowulf.
Beowulf. Yeah, I know Beowulf. I was thinking
Beowulf.
of
Beowulf.
Yes, I know,
The
but I'm
Departed. Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast. That's what I was trying to think of. He's great in Sexy Beast.
That's why and when it comes to Jason Statham, there's only one line that I can do Jason Statham. every other time I try to do Jason Statham, I do either okay or a terrible job.
Is it TikTok?
No, it's oh yeah, that one. It's like they're looking at the RV in Snatch.
Yeah.
And Buddy's like, "What's wrong with it?" It's like, "Nothing, Tommy. It's tip top.
Tip top. That's what it
It's
is.
tip top."
I want to try something here quick. Nothing, Tommy.
Nothing, Tommy. It's tip top.
Oh, I gotta go back to Nick. Sorry, Nick. Hey, Aaron, do you cover drawing the human figure and characters in perspective in your character design and figure drawing course? I have trouble doing that. I have the human figure course. I don't cover drawing characters. Oh, doggone it. I don't cover drawing characters in perspective. I need to get that in there. I've had several requests for that.
Is there a way of getting copies of this image or other images from your weekly drawings?
There will be. Nick and I, we save all of our images from our live streams. We have plans for them. We just haven't gotten to it yet. There we go. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Give him a little more sheen on that bowler hat. A little more Charlie Sheen. All right. Well. All right.
Well,
Let me do this.
do you have any videos on painting human skin?
I
I have
don't.
trouble with skin tones and stuff.
I don't have any videos on painting human skin, unfortunately. I'm just adding a little bit of more pink. A little bit more color. And that muzzle. There we go. A little bit more. Color here. Just like to get a little bit more richness in there.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
How's it going, dear bud? I'm using Corel Painter. Have you ever used that? Do your fur brushes work in that program? And love your work, by the way.
I don't know if they work in Corel Painter. I've used Corel Painter. I like Corel Painter. I'm not sure if it works over there or not. I haven't tried them. Nick might know. I think they do actually. I think they switch over. I'm not liking that forearm at all.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like spiders and snakes. But if that's what it takes to love me,
I'm tired of these snakes on this plane.
then I want to be loved by you.
Can you remember the Benny Hill show?
Of course. Not a lot of people know that.
Not a lot of people know about that.
That's a Benny Hill line. Oh, I'm still on the overlay.
Do you print your digital art much? If so, what's your preferred way to display it in comparison to traditional arts?
Just frame it like anything else. Just a frame.
Just frame it. Yeah. Just good old framing. No, nothing too crazy.
There we go. I have a script that I've written. Who's wondering, do you have any suggestions for someone who's never pitched their idea? Also, what about protecting your story/work? You don't really have to worry about that as far as the protection goes. You've got the story. You've got everything time stamped. You're okay. But as far as pitching it goes, you got to get that thing down. You know, you want your what we call the elevator pitch. You want the 15-minute pitch. Then you want the 30-minute pitch, right? And so, the elevator pitch, we always call it the elevator pitch, is in case if you're walking, through the studio and you come up on an executive that is interested and they're on their way to a meeting, you have the ability to pitch the movie to them on the elevator on the way to their meeting. We always call it the elevator pitch. And it's the 2 or 3 lines and what the movie's about, really. And that's how you get it out. And then the rest of it, you really, it'd be nice to have visual aids, visual support, whether it's drawings of characters or locations or whatever it might be. All of those are really helpful in the pitch. And then it's really getting in there and putting your heart right on the line, wearing it on your sleeve, getting it out there and believing in it and letting it go. And that's how I've pitched every movie I've done. I might trim the bottom of this off.
Have you been using the same brush all along?
Pretty much.
How's your voice there?
Man, it's going. My voice is going.
I gotta do this at least once. Thank you, Martin. Does this dog know how to use voice recognition technology
Oh my god.
in a lift in Scotland?
No.
Scotland!
save your files for printing?
You save them at, what is it, CMYK?
I don't remember.
I was gonna get this nice and dark in here.
Do you have any tutorials on how to draw hair?
Not specifically. I do cover hair in other courses. But that's something we will definitely. I've actually had that request in the past.
In the past?
In the past. Yep. Gabagool. There we go. It's old timey.
Old timey. What's the best canvas size?
YouTube comment. Remember to hydrate. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh yeah, you don't have a drink with you, do you?
No, not today.
Should have gotten one. Want me to get you some water?
Why is this doing this? I want to let me open these characters. It's an iCloud file. Oh, that's why.
Let me get you some water.
Sure, that'd be great. Sorry, I was deep in thought.
No worries, I'll be right back.
I'm jumping over to my Dropbox real quick. Alright, let's take out texture. Ooh, that's a big one. That's 323 megabytes. So anyway, what I'm doing is I want to find a grunge texture to put over the top of the whole thing. Oh, I remember this guy. Oh, this guy was fun to draw. I'll pull him up. This is a creature that I drew a long time ago. It's going to take a few minutes for it to come up. It's a 323 megabyte file. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to come up here and hit some of this stuff.
You got here some tap.
Some tap.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
It's a little.
Stay hydrated, my friend. Oh yeah.
I really filled it.
Oh yeah. That's tip top, Tommy.
That's tip-top, Tommy.
All right, let's see here. I gotta find my. There we go. I'm gonna hit these edges of the lips, of his jowls.
What was your favorite dream car during your youth? From
My
your
fa-
childhood youth?
You know what? My first two cars I had, and I still love them, were Volkswagen Beetles. The first car I ever had was a Volkswagen Beetle. I loved it. Look at this guy.
Oh, big boy.
Yeah, this guy was fun to draw. I drew him not too long ago. I guess maybe a year ago. Year and a half. But there's a nice grunge texture in here. I'm going to try dragging over. I don't know if it's the right. I love adding this grunge.
Did you ever draw an antelope? Do you have any plans to draw one during a live stream?
Don't like this grunge though. Yeah. I've done antelope. Yeah. Yep, I've drawn antelope. I'm gonna download a grunge texture because I don't have all my files hooked up today, so I don't have access to everything. Let me do this grunge texture. Oh, looky here. Kind of like that.
Should give him some brown spots on his forepaw.
That's a good idea. Actually, breaking that up with some brown is a great idea.
What was that?
Take a picture.
Oh.
Take a screen grab. A screen grab, so to speak.
Kill.
So I want to buy a print of this. Is it going to be available?
Could be. We set this to multiply. Let me see if I can get this to look good. Let me blow that up a little bit for you. Fair, yeah. I'm just going to make the whole foot brown, see what happens, because I want to darken that. And I've got it set to multiply, so I don't have to, I can just lay it in flat, and all the modeling is already there. Basically.
His back ear needs a touch of brown. Doesn't read as an ear right now, in my opinion.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Like your opinion, man.
Name that movie. Not you, Dustin. See if someone else can name that movie.
Yeah, because you know I would answer
Yeah,
that.
well,
in a
that's
heartbeat.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
We'll just go find an ATM machine. Can you provide the grunge texture link?
I just grabbed it. I just Googled grunge texture and I just grabbed whatever was up. I didn't see what the link was. I was a bad boy. How's this?
Oh, Kendra got it.
Kendra got it?
Yep.
Right on, Kendra. My
So
favorite.
did Baby ain't good at math on Instagram.
All right.
Got it.
My favorite movie. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Breaks it up a little bit. I don't know.
Somebody commented, I want this for my living room.
There we go. There. Just adding little details now. Little bits of detail here and there. File, open. Screenshot, open. There's the grunge. Let's see if that works at all. Multiply. I want it to feel like an old-timey photograph.
Aaron, are you going to enter the Titan games?
The what?
The Titan games.
What's that?
I don't know, but I think I might know.
Okay.
Let me look it up real quick. Oh, it's that game show, where it's like all the big athletes have to face like the big giants and all these different obstacles. How to describe it? It was, I think it was like in the late 90s when it started, and just every once in a while they bring it back. And recently it's Dwayne Johnson is hosting.
Oh, really?
The new season, yeah.
What the heck is going on? Okay, I want to put a there. I want to get it square for. Oh my gosh, driving me nuts. There we go.
What did your first job look like?
Imagine a lawnmower and me on a lawnmower mowing lawns in Florida. That's what it looked like. That was my first job. Lawn maintenance guy. We had 35 lawns a week to cut. Alright, I'm just finishing up here, putting the finishing touches on here. Got a little grunge on there. I think that's enough grunge. You like it?
Yeah.
All the grunge is down towards the, oops. All the grunge is down towards the thing there.
I wonder if you should make the overall coloring more sepia, make it more like a
Sepia?
sepia, like a older, grungier photo.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's do this. We take this, we'll take that, and we'll take everything up to here, and we'll put that into a folder. Then we're going to take that folder, and we're going to copy it. I'm going to turn that folder off. I'm going to take this folder, we're going to go...
I'm going to put in another folder.
and we're going to merge that folder.
And then put another folder.
And now, let's go Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. We're going to drop that saturation down. Down, down, down. Down into there. And now we're going to go into Image Adjustments, Color Balance. I'm going to start pushing this all over to kind of a sepia. Look at that.
Yeah.
What do you think? And then what we do, because it's old-timey, This is all old timey, see?
All the time.
Sometimes the lenses weren't right. So we got to
Yeah.
go up into our filter and we go to our blur gallery and we go to tilt shift. And I'm going to twist it a little bit, like so. I'll get this right up in here. Like that. And we'll push that a little bit. So now we get a little bit of blur happening there. Maybe a little bit less. Hit return. Hit return.
And
There we go.
now.
So now we got a little bit of old-timey blurriness there.
Ah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You like it?
I like it. Do you like it?
I do. Yeah, I kind of like I like the idea of pulling some of that saturation out. Because if you don't like it, we can always go boop and we're back. So I saved 2 versions. File. Save as. On my computer. Bull. Dog. Bowler.
Like too many folders. My joints are aching just watching it.
There you go. There's our Bulldog Bowler.
Woohoo!
That was fun. I like that suggestion.
That was quite marvelous. Quite indeed.
It was. I enjoyed that.
Good show. Jolly good show.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
And quite a lot of people are saying, I want to frame this.
Well, there you go. I hope. Whoops. There we go. Why is that doing that? I got get rid of the timeline. Okay. Well, view. Let me go up to view. Window. Timeline. Gone. There we go. So there he is. There's our bulldog. Bowler hat, smoking a pipe. Oh, you know what? What am I going to say?
One more thing.
Yeah.
There it is.
I got to do a little bit of fur. What?
I just started thinking that one time when one of our viewers told us to rewatch one of our old live streams, but is slower, so we sound drunk. It would just that would make it sound like one more thing.
Yeah, you'd sound a little junky.
There it is. It made me laugh.
So if I blow this up, you can see I'm adding little bits of texture.
Which artists inspired your style the most?
I don't know. My style just kind of evolved out of looking at being influenced by a lot of different artists, looking at them, emulating them, trying different techniques.
How are you all?
Excellent. Thank you very much for asking.
I'm doing just fantastic.
So there we are. There is our bulldog bowler hat, monocle wearing bulldog bulldog.
The old timey film style.
Yeah, the sepia.
Sepia.
So
I
anyway,
always pronounce it sepia.
I know it's not sepia. So there you go. So it's 11:30, 2.5 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We certainly did. Remember, going over to my website, creatureartteacher.com, and you're going to get all those great deals. My Introduction to Animation Fundamentals course is absolutely free, and all of my Photoshop brush packs are $1. Plus, we've got a lot of drastically slashed courses that are very cheap. Oh my gosh, they're gonna
You okay?
losing my voice.
Did you sign?
Did a lot of talking today.
Did you sign the?
I signed it. Signed at the bottom. Yep, I just can't save it to our Dropbox folder yet because I'm not hooked up to it.
Yep, because
Currently, I filled up 14 terabytes.
14.
That's how much work we've done over the last couple of years between video and drawings. We've just filled up 14 terabytes. So my external drive is full. I'm waiting on some new external drives.
Yep.
But anyway, we're going to be back at it again on Friday at 1 p.m. So if you guys can make it, we'd love to have you. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it won't be a bulldog bowler hat, monocle wearing sepia painting. I got all that out in one shot. So have a great week, you guys. Get out there, put some beauty back into the world. Be nice to somebody. Make someone's life better. And we will see you on Friday. Have a great week. Bye.
And thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And if you're interested in any wildlife photography, you can check out my Instagram at Dustin_Blaze. Unfortunately, I cannot show the slide because it is out of commission at the moment. And I also do have photo packs available on creatureartteacher.com. You can check those out. Over 650 photos that you guys can use as art reference for your own stuff. You can sell the artwork you make out of them. You can share them online. You can do whatever. And if you make any and you post them online, I would love to see them. And so you can just tag me on Instagram, and I would love to see those. So see you guys Friday. Be safe out there. And as always, Cowboy Bebop. See ya.